guys, it's Lola here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video, and this is another client video. I just really love doing these, and I think I'm gonna keep them as a regular thing on my channel. Hopefully we get lots of new clients and for you all to see different, looks on different people. Right now I'm doing my clients' eyebrows, and I just do them how I did my last ones. Of course, I brush them through first to make sure they're neat and in a good position for me to start outlining the brows. Of course, I line underneath the brows and then over, and then I use my angled brush to go ahead and fill in any gaps or sparse areas. My client here does have pretty thick eyebrows, but her ends are pretty sparse and her arches are extremely pointed, and we just wanted to round those out a little bit. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm just really focusing on getting her shaped correctly, as well as elongating the end of her brows because they're a little bit shorter. And then I do repeat this step on this other side, of course, because you want your eyebrows to look pretty much the same. I know they always say eyebrows are sisters and not twins, and that is very true because even your natural brows are a little bit different. Sometimes people's eyebrows, one is higher than the other, one is shorter than the other, just different things. So just be sure to do whatever complements your client's face and try to make them look as even as possible. I am now concealing my client's eyebrows with my e.l.f. concealer. I'm not sure of exactly the color right now, but I will link everything in the description bar. I use a lighter shade for underneath her brows and then a darker one above. And I always do this for all my clients just because it gives a more natural look when you're doing the top of the brows. You don't want it too far off from the skin color or the foundation color, so you don't get that halo brow effect, because it just really is not cute. And I've learned this just because before I used to do both above and below a lighter color, and just really does not look good. It doesn't blend out well. And I make sure I spread this concealer all over her eyebrows. I kind of use this concealer as somewhat of a base for her eyeshadow instead of using eyeshadow base itself. This trick works for me pretty well in most cases. And now I'm doing what I always do when it comes to blending out the concealer. I just take a fluffy brush and I just go ahead and lightly tap all over the brows and above them as well, just to kind of make sure everything looks very seamless. A super cool new trick that I learned from Call Me Yap, MUA, is putting a brown concealer, slightly darker than your client, as a base on their eye when you're going to do a simple brown smoky eye look for a soft glam, and this works so well. I love it, and I'm going to definitely inherit this trick. This has been a lifesaver and a time saver for certain. Now I'm just taking my e.l.f. Bite Size palette, and I'm using the brown in that, in the Carnival palette. It's the second one, and I am just tapping that all over her lid. Next, I am going to use the Juvia's Place Zulu palette, and there's that brown color in there. It's like a brick brown, and I'm going to tap that all over her lid as well. And just to deepen up that brown, light, soft, glam, smoky eye. This is such a perfect look for any time of the day. This is a daytime look, a nighttime look, a date night look, a photo shoot look, which my client was actually doing, was a photo shoot. Hopefully I'll get those pictures soon and she will look fabulous. And of course, I repeat this step on the other side. And I know you guys see me and my client laughing and talking. This is what I do with most of my clients, is sit around, talk, laugh, BS. I make sure when I'm building up this color, I am also sure to blend it out at the top because we don't want it to look harsh. Again, this is just going to be a very smoky, soft brown look. It's so beautiful. Next, I'm putting on her lashes, and these are my lashes, of course, and I believe we did the style Tease Me on her. I believe those are the ones she picked out, but again, I'm not positive. I will check, put everything down in the description bar. Now I'm just covering her face with some primer, and this is just so that her makeup lasts all day. I'm using the Angel NYX primer, and I'm also now just testing a color out on the side of her face. This is what I typically do for all my first time clients, just to make sure that I don't waste any product, of course, and then also make sure I get their perfect match, because I literally cannot stand my client's face not matching them. It disturbs me deeply. I'm just taking a flat brush, and I got this from Wet n Wild. These brushes are super cheap, but they're amazing. I think this brush cost me maybe like $3, but it's really, really good for blending out products, especially thinner foundations. I believe I used, you know what? I did not use Maybelline. I used Juvia's Place on her. Not sure of the color because I'm recording this later, of course. So I will put everything in the description bar. But yes, I'm just going ahead and covering her face and making sure that I get the foundation everywhere it needs to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did on the other side and blend it out. But of course, spreading foundation always makes blending so much easier because everything is where it needs to be, and now you just need to blend it out. No need to place. Once my client's foundation is all blended out, I then take some concealer and go under her eyes. First, I start with a color that's a little bit closer to her foundation color, and then I do one that's slightly lighter just to brighten up certain areas, just because a lot of people that I do don't like that super crazy bright highlight. And I'm just laying that concealer down everywhere that I want highlighted, and I want light to be focused on it, because again guys, she's having a photo shoot, so I just want to bring dimension to her face. Now I'm taking my Real Techniques beauty blender, and I am trying to get her to focus on an area that's up. She is a makeup amateur, so she was having a hard time keeping her eyes up and her face forward for this portion, but that's okay because I work with everybody, even makeup virgins. I'm pretty patient with everybody, so this was relatively easy. Now I'm going ahead and setting under her eye really quickly, just because she moves a lot and I just did not want that eye to crease, so I did set that prior to me blending out the other eye. So again, just taking that Real Techniques brush and Real Techniques beauty blender and blending out all of the places that I set the concealer, and just being very gentle and just making sure that I get everything nice and seamless. Now I'm also taking my e.l.f. and I am laying that concealer down to get a nice contour for my client, and we're going for a super bronzy dramatic look. This is for a photo shoot, and we just want her to look gorgeous and have lots of dimension on her face and just super bronzed up. After I blend out the nose, I always put setting powder on the middle, because I usually do the highlight first, and then that's how that works. Now I'm just taking a brush and I am blending out that contour and taking my setting powder after that and just going under that line where I put that contour at, just so that things aren't harsh, and just creating that extra snatched Angelina Jolie type jawline. Now I'm taking my Black Radiance and I am bronzing up the face, and I'm just going back in with my beauty blender just to make sure things are nice and blended in together. We don't want anything to look too harsh. And of course, we've got to finish this look with some setting spray and lip liner. And of course, I'm using one of my favorites, and this is in the Morphe color Spice. And I'm just lining her lips. And then I'm going to take actually some concealer, some white concealer from e.l.f. to make her lip color, along with the Kylie Jenner's Dulce and Butter Gloss Madeline to make this lip color combo, just because my client was concerned about her lips looking a little bit darker in her photos, so we did go ahead and put concealer over them to show that true pop of color, and then just to create a really beautiful like nude lip for her. And we're going to take that color blush in Party, and I don't remember what line this is from, but again, will be in the description bar. This is the final look, you guys, and I hope you really love it.